Well, 300,000 doesn't get you much in today's world. But with MG and an extra 70,000 rands, you can get yourself the MG ZS Pro. And I know you think of a lot of alternatives to the ZS Pro, like the Jolion Pro and the Corolla Cross, but both of them start from a higher price point. The Jolion Pro starts from 427,000 and the Toyota Corolla Cross 452,000, which makes that MG ZS Pro seem like a bargain. But today we'll review it and check and see whether it's better than its competitors. So buckle up as we go through the exterior design, interior design, features and infotainment. Welcome boys, welcome to another video. Just look at this thing. It's so wild to marvel at. And you know what's better? The pricing of this thing. This thing goes for 397,500 rands. So this is a worthy alternative to Toyota Corolla Cross, the Jolion Pro. And looking at it from a price view perspective, this is much better of a purchase. So powertrain wise, it's powered by a 1.5 liter that powers either a CVT or a 6-speed manual. And design wise, you have these beautiful diamond cut wheels which are 17-inch all round. The car's moving. And down here you have your spare wheel. And you have all these cubby storages right in here in the boot. So you can store your little cubbies in here. And you can hang your stuff. And you have a load separator as well. The one downside I'd say is that this car has a rated tailgate. But who cares for the price of 397,600 rands? Because this thing looks insane. So for 379,600 rands, this is what you get. So without further ado, let's move on to the boot and I'll run you through the numbers of the boot. So with the seats up, you get a big 443 liters. And now with the seats down, you get 1,457 liters. And just look at that. Look how much stuff you can store in there. So now hopping into this modern interior, you can just tell the finishes on this are beautiful. Look at these leather finishes with this white stitching on the door. This is so beautiful. And with the door test, does it sound premium? Of course it sounds premium during driving. Moving on to the finishes of this car, you get very beautiful squeegee materials up here as well as on the dash with this fake. So now hopping into this modern interior, you can just tell the finishes on this are beautiful. Look at it. So now hopping into this modern interior, you can just tell the finishes on this are beautiful. Look at these leather finishes with this white stitching on the door. This is so beautiful. And with the door test, does it sound premium? Of course it sounds premium. And the cabin is so insulated, I doubt you get any cabin finishes of this car. You get very beautiful squeegee materials up here as well as on the dash with this fake stitching right here. But it looks so well orchestrated, you couldn't even tell it's fake stitching until you touched it. But I love this. You get a bit of a grab handle down here, or it could be used for a cubby storage for a pen, I guess. And you get your climate vents. Talking about climate vents, infotainment screen, then I can walk you through and we can talk about the climate in this place. So this ZS Pro has a 10-inch infotainment. This is not even an infotainment at this point. This is a tablet, bro. Just look at the size of this. And you get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, of course. And looking down to look at the connectivity, you get a USB port, a USB-C port, and a 12-volt socket right there. And unfortunately, we don't get wireless charging. But one thing I'll say about MG and their new approach is the screens are so responsive. You get your climate controls right here. You do get dual zone climate, unlike the smaller MG3, which is the younger brother of this car. So now moving our attention to this smart driver's display. Did you see how cool that startup looked? Just looking at this, it looks so high quality, high definition. Looking down here, you get your multifunction steering wheel, which you can use to control the display up here. And you get voice commands and cruise control as well. And then now, the one thing that I think this car needs and is missing is most definitely a sunroof. And looking at the seats, you get these very beautiful with perforated leather seats. And talking about cubby spaces, you get multiple cubby spaces. You get cubby spaces here which could fit a largely sized water bottle. And looking at the cup holders here, you get cup holders as well, which are adjustable cup holders to fit your large size drink if you're American and your small size Red Bull. So hopping into the back, you get these beautiful leather seats that I spoke about as well. So talking about these leather seats, they're so comfortable and you can easily sit 3 people in here at the back. With conveniences at the back, you get a USB port, so your 3 passengers can share a USB port, and you get climate vents, which is a good addition. But one thing I will say, you do not get cubby holes or cubby bins to keep your stuff in here, but you do get cubby storages down here to keep your water bottles. So looking down here, you get your isofix anchor points down here by the seat. Since this is a family car, of course it has to have those, but I can't demonstrate how they work because I don't have a child seat with me. And for this price, this brakes is such a good luxury because most cars will come with drum brakes. And looking out from the front, you get to see these beautiful LED lights right here. Look at those. And it's embezzled by these chrome accents out the front. And looking at it from this angle, I don't see why I'd pick a Jolion Pro. Finished in this beautiful grey or silver, looks exquisite, and you have 360 surround view camera all around the car. And that is the review of the MG ZS Pro. So right now let's hop into studio and we'll talk about the cost estimate and the price breakdown of this car. Okay, let's start with trims and pricing. The ZS Pro comes with 2 trim levels. It kicks off the range with the Comfort CVT at around 397,600 rands. Then at the top you got the Luxury CVT coming in at 431,500 rands. So engine wise, both of these trim levels carry the same engine. It's a 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine that pushes out 125 kilowatts and 275 newton meters of torque, paired together with the CVT transmission, of course, which drives the front wheels. So let's move on to the cost estimate and monthly running cost. So realistically, you're looking at around 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers. Insurance wise, it might be in the 1,200 to 1,800 rand per month, depending on your profile, of course. So now let's estimate that monthly running cost. If you're doing around 1,500 kilometers a month, at 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers, that's roughly 100 liters of fuel. So you're looking at about 2,300 to 2,600 per month on petrol. And insurance wise, say around 1,500 per month. That puts you at around 3,800 to 4,100 per month before finance. So in my eyes, when you put everything together, you've got a great contender for the likes of the Jolion Pro and the Toyota Corolla Cross. So it's up to you now. Would you take the likes of the ZS Pro over something like a Toyota Corolla Cross or a Jolion? Or are you sticking with traditional brands like Toyota for their reliability? Let me know what you think in the comments below. But as always, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed.